Commander Xylith stood in the observation deck of the Dominion, watching Earth's blue marble grow larger in the viewport.
Behind him, 300 soldiers of the Valkyrie Empire prepared for what their strategists called the easiest conquest in galactic history. The humans, after all, were primitive. Their weapons were crude. Their ships barely left their own atmosphere. But it was Earth's gravity that truly made them vulnerable, or so the Valkyrie believed. The gravity suits are functioning at optimal capacity, reported Lieutenant Kresh, his crystalline fingers dancing across a holographic display.
All systems nominal. The compensation field is holding at 1.2 Earth standard. Xylith nodded, though unease coiled in his chest like a serpent.
The Valkyrie had evolved on Velcros, a world where gravity was barely a third of Earth's crushing pull. When the first scouts had attempted to land on the human homeworld 70 cycles ago, they'd been found weeks later, crushed beneath their own weight, their exoskeletons shattered like glass, their internal organs liquefied by forces their bodies had never been designed to withstand.
But that was then.
The Valkyrie were nothing if not adaptive. Their greatest engineers had spent decades perfecting the gravity compensation suits, sleek, form-fitting armor that generated counter-gravitational fields, allowing them to walk on Earth as easily as they walked on their own world.
They'd tested them on high-gravity moons.
They'd simulated Earth conditions in their training facilities. They'd prepared for every variable.
Or so they thought. Begin descent sequence, Xylith commanded. All battalions to landing craft.
Today, we claim Earth for the Empire. The cheers that erupted across the calm channels should have filled him with confidence.
Instead, that serpent of unease tightened further.
The landing craft screamed through Earth's atmosphere, their heat shields glowing orange as friction fought their descent. Inside, Sergeant Vex checked his gravity suit for the 100th time. The display read perfect, field strength optimal, power cells charged, structural integrity at 100%. Around him, his squad did the same, their movements synchronized from endless drills.
30 seconds to touchdown, the pilot announced. Landing zone is clear. No sign of human resistance.
Vex allowed himself a moment of satisfaction.
The humans didn't even know they were coming. By the time their primitive detection systems registered the fleet, the invasion would be complete.
The landing craft shuddered as it touched down in what their intelligence identified as the North American continent. The rear hatch hissed open, and Vex was the first to stride down the ramp, his rifle raised, ready for anything. His first step onto Earth soil felt normal. The gravity suit hummed softly, its field generators working exactly as designed.
The weight that should have crushed him was held at bay by Valkyrie ingenuity. He took
another step, then another, his confidence growing with each moment. Secure the perimeter, he ordered, and his squad fanned out across the clearing. More landing craft were touching down now, disgorging hundreds of soldiers onto the forest floor. That's when Vex heard the first crack. It came from Private Nelk, 10 meters to his left. The young soldier had been moving toward a defensive position when he suddenly froze. His helmet's external speakers broadcast his confused grunt, and then a sound like breaking ceramics echoed across the clearing.
Nelk collapsed, screaming.
His left leg bent at an impossible angle, the gravity suit intact but the bones beneath it shattered.
Medic! Vex shouted, but before anyone could respond, 2 more soldiers fell. Then 5. Then a dozen.
All around him, Valkyrie warriors were dropping like puppets with cut strings. Some clutched at their chests as ribs splintered. Others felt their spines compress and fracture.
The gravity suits continued functioning perfectly, their displays showing optimal performance even as the soldiers inside them broke. Vex's own suit began to feel different.
Not heavier, that wasn't possible, the field was working, but wrong somehow. He took another step and felt something shift in his hip. A spike of pain shot up his spine, and he gasped, falling to one knee.
What's happening?
Kresh's voice crackled over the comm report. The suits, Vex began, but his sternum cracked with an audible pop, and his words dissolved into a scream. Aboard the Dominion, Commander Xylith watched in horror as his invasion force collapsed en masse. Every camera feed showed the same nightmare, soldiers writhing on the ground, their suits functioning flawlessly while their bodies destroyed themselves from within.
Get them back, he roared. Emergency extraction, now. But it was too late. Of the 300 soldiers who had landed, less than 50 were still mobile, and they were deteriorating by the second. The remainder lay broken across the forest floor, their screams filling every comm channel.
Dr. Zenth rushed onto the command deck, her medical scanner in hand.
Commander, I think I know what happened. Explain. Quickly.
The suits compensated for Earth's gravity perfectly, too perfectly. Our bodies evolved to function under Velcro's light gravity. Our bones, our muscles, our internal structures, they all developed internal stresses and tensions to maintain their shape in low gravity. When the suits eliminated Earth's pull, they also eliminated the external pressure our bodies use as structural support.
Xylith stared at her. You're saying our own bodies crushed themselves? Without sufficient external pressure, yes.
It's like putting a deep-sea creature in the vacuum of space. The internal pressures have nothing to push against.
Our bones snapped under their own muscular tension.
Our organs were compressed by muscles that no longer had gravity to oppose them.
The commander sank into his chair,
watching his soldiers die on the screens. They'd been so focused on compensating for Earth's gravity that they'd never considered what their bodies needed that gravity for.
The humans didn't crush the Valkyrie with their world's weight.
The Valkyrie had crushed themselves the moment they tried to escape it.
Recall all forces, Xylith said quietly.
Earth is unconquerable.
Not because humans are strong, but because we are fundamentally incompatible with their world.
As the Dominion pulled away from the blue planet, leaving behind the broken bodies of an invasion force, Xylith understood the bitter truth: some worlds were defended not by armies or weapons, but by the simple, immutable physics of their existence.
Earth didn't need to fight back. It simply needed to be Earth.